Dr. Ronny Jackson, he's the White House doctor. He was supposed to get a confirmation hearing tomorrow, but he's actually being accused of a variety of things on the job by a couple of whistleblower nurses who came forward. And now his hearing has been indefinitely suspended. That's what they're saying, indefinitely suspended, which kind of sounds like they don't think it's going to happen. But apparently, so you remember Ronny Jackson. So just so that we're clear, Trump appoints his buddies to all of these positions. He went into the White House saying he was going to drain the swamp, and all he's done is really, literally, the closest people to him and the people in his inner circle are the people he's appointed to these jobs. He's not looking for the best candidate for the job. He's just looking for his little friends who are around him to do the jobs. Now, the VA department is the second largest in the government. So you'd think that you'd want somebody who has a lot of experience to do this job, right? I mean, it's a huge group of hospitals. You're going to be running 375,000 employees. You've got billions of dollars in your budget. I think that it's 185 billion in your budget. So it's huge. This is a giant organization, a giant job. And Trump, instead of hiring somebody who actually has the chops to do this, goes and finds quite literally, the very closest person to him, his doctor. So the doctor gives him the exam. Remember the exam that he gave Trump, and he basically said he's in excellent health even though he eats McDonald's? Remember this when he gave him the bill of health. This was, when did he get this health? Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Here's what he says.
How a guy who eats McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in.
Yeah, how?
It's called genetics.
Oh, no. Genetics. It's called genetics. Okay.
It's some people have, just great genes. I told the
Could he stroke his ego anymore?
president that if he had a healthier diet over the last 20 years, he might live to be 200 years old.
Well, thank God he's not.
I don't know. I mean, he has incredible genes. I just assume. I mean, if I didn't watch what I ate, I wouldn't have in the cardiac and overall health that he has. So he's very healthy despite those things, and I don't think that he does that anymore. I mean, he's
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't eat any McDonald's anymore. Okay.
Now he's eating what the chefs are cooking.
No, he's doing what the little kids do, and he gets the food from the chef, and then he shoves it under the table for the dog. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have a dog. Never mind. He didn't get a White House dog. He's the only president in all of history to not have a pet because he's a narcissist. He doesn't like animals. But I'm sure he's shoving the food in the trash can and then asking someone in Secret Service to go get him some McDonald's.
For him now, and they're cooking a much healthier diet for him now, and we're going to continue to work on that and make that even healthier. But I would say
Well, he hasn't changed at all because this health exam was, a few months ago? And has Trump changed? No.
The question is, he has incredibly good genes. And
No, he doesn't. Stop saying that.
God made him.
Talk about an ego stroke. So this is why this guy gets the VA job, right? So Trump, he sits there probably next to Trump and says, oh, you're my favorite. Now, this guy's worked for Bush and Obama and now Trump. So it's not like he's a Trump appointee into the White House. He's been there for a while. But I suspect after watching this and the way he lights up when talking about Trump, I think that Trump is his guy. This is the guy he really likes politically. Look, everybody's got a political opinion. Even if you're supposed to be neutral, you have a political opinion. I think this guy really loves Trump. And I think that he really strokes his ego, obviously, because remember how he shaved a few pounds off of his weight and he also added a little bit of height? And then he's sitting here giving him praises, saying he's got exceptional genes and, this guy is like some kind of a god. He would live to 200 years old. Clearly loves Trump, which Trump loves. Trump loves to be loved. So he goes to his doctor who's feeding him a bunch of bullshit, flowery bullshit, and says, hey, you want to lead the VA? Because this is how Trump does it. He likes people who are loyal to him. He likes people who like him. He's not about draining the swamp. He's all about filling the spaces with his friends. So it doesn't matter if you're qualified for the job or not. As long as you're his buddy and as long as you adore him, you're going to get nominated. This is the same issue that we've got with Scott Pruitt, who's the head of the EPA, now what's called, jokingly, the Environmental Pollution Agency. Because Scott Pruitt is not, no one's protecting the environment with this administration. So same thing, that guy is as corrupt as all corrupt could be, like all of them in the administration. And so he likes to keep his buddies in his inner circle. And the minute you cross him is the minute he tries to get you out of there, right? So he's doing the same thing with this Dr. Ronny Jackson, who has no experience, cannot run a 375,000 employee agency that has a budget of $185 billion. This guy's not qualified. He's never run a clinic. He's never run a hospital, let alone the second largest government agency. He's not qualified to do this. So what does Trump have to say about it? So anyway, allegations come out about Dr. Ronny Jackson. Allegations come out that from nurses that work with him that he is not fit for the job. So it's not just about his lack of qualification. He's not fit for the job personally. Apparently, he created a hostile work environment, according to these nurses, and he drinks on the job. A doctor drinking on the job. Could you imagine going into an exam with your doctor who's a little bit tipsy? He just came back from happy hour. He's like, bend over. Let me see. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a good thing. So, apparently he's also been accused of prescribing too many pills to people. So there's just a lot surrounding Dr. Ronny Jackson, but clearly not a qualified guy for the job. Now they're saying that they want to postpone indefinitely. Reporters asked Trump what he thinks. This is what he says.
And this person, Admiral Jackson, Dr. Jackson, is a wonderful man. I said to him, what do you need it for? And as far as experience is concerned, the Veterans Administration, which is approximately 13 million people, is so big, you could run the biggest hospital system in the world, and it's small time compared to the Veterans Administration.
Yeah, so then why would you?
Nobody has the experience.
So this is what he says. Did you hear that? He says, nobody has.
Veterans Administration. So nobody has the experience.
Nobody has the experience. Nobody has the experience. Okay, I get that. But then why would you pick the person with really no experience? I mean, if it's such a large organization and no one has experience, then why would you go after the guy that has very little experience? So he then, Trump has given the guy an out. He's basically saying, listen, why do you need this? Why do you need this? You don't really need this. So why don't you just, go ahead and make your decision and step aside. So Dr. Ronny Jackson is, I guess, thinking about it. He's saying he's not going to step aside, but then reports are saying, he's basically being pushed out, which is what Trump does, right? When he doesn't like you anymore and you're giving him bad press, you're making him look bad, he tries to push you out. And he does it delicately, usually at first, and then he'll go for it and he'll just push you out and say, nope, he's no longer my pick. And I don't even know if at this point, because I don't know all the political rules, I mean, he nominated the guy. Is he allowed to backtrack on that nomination now? I mean, is it kind of one of those things where you can, I guess, take it back? Are you allowed to do that? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I know that he's definitely giving him an out to step aside. Dr. Ronny Jackson says he's not. And I mean, come on, really, drinking on the job. You're a doctor. Who drinks on the job?